Okay, so this is the first lesson in our functions unit. And as you can see, I've actually completed the code. So I'm going to run the chat command run. As you can see, I've called it run. I'm going to see what happens. Well, it's actually right in front of me, but we'll do it here too and see what happens. And I think he's actually going to start from where he is right now. So let's go back. So you can see that he's building a house. And the great thing about doing it this way compared to the other ways we've done it is that we can actually fully automate everything and have so much control in such an easy way without having to think about what parts of our code matches to what parts of the physical space that this agent is creating. So if we let this agent finish, I think he has one more after this. Yes, he has one more. When we let this agent finish, we're going to take a look at our code and see what stands for what. Okay, wonderful. We actually didn't let him finish, but that's okay. So you can see that I've built a function here, right? I'm just going to explain this quickly. You can see that I built a function right here, and the function is called house, and it has a length and a height. And I've defined the length and the height right here. When I call the function of house, I've said that the length should be 4 and the height should be 4. Now I can change this. I can make this, let's make it 6. And I'll make this 10. Can I try 10? There we go. This is going to be a huge house. And whereas before we might have to change all of these and do all of this, we don't have to do that anymore, which is great. So if I can now run, you're going to see, and actually let's make sure it's always day. Good. And one more thing we should do is add a command that brings our agent back to us. Agent teleport to player. Good. Now if I go here, type in RL, now I type in run, you can see that it's going to build 6 ahead and 8 upwards. And I did that with very minimal effort. I didn't have to try a lot. When I say minimal effort, I mean I didn't have to try at all. It was super easy to do that. Now, of course, we can let this guy do his thing and we can let it run, but we're not going to do that because it's going to take so long. It's going to build 8 upwards, and you can trust me. Hopefully, you can trust me enough to know that I've done a good job. So let's take a look at how we've done this. We can get rid of all of this. Let's trash it, as you guys say. We mean we're going to throw this away. So, good. So the first thing we're going to do here is we're going to click on the advanced section right here. Click on functions, click on make a function, and now we're going to call this house. We're going to add 2 numbers, 1, 2, and I'm going to call this length, and I'm going to call this height. I've called this length and height because it's really easy now for me to understand what these numbers are going to represent. So I'm going to put this here. And the interesting thing about function is that we actually define a function. We create the function in a separate code block, and then we run the code in a separate code block, right? So now if you go to function again, you can see that, oh, we're going to call the function of house, which is right here. But right now, if we do it, nothing's going to happen because, well, I haven't defined anything. RL, run, you can see, it doesn't do anything. Why? I have not defined anything inside of my house function. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to create a square because that's how our square is made. We're going to say agent move forward by length. So we're just going to drag and drop. Just like so. And now whatever I put in this section here or this column here is going to be equal to length, meaning it's going to move whatever number this is forward. Good. Then I'm going to say agent turn left. Before that, we need to say agent place on move, like so. And we should also probably give the agent a block to work with, right? Like so. Now this might be different from the worksheet, but it's okay. It's going to be the same thing eventually, right? And let's use something fancy, right? Let's use a cactus. Well, let's use a melon. Why not? We can use a melon. That'd be quite interesting. Okay. So let's see what happens now. I'm going to set this as 6, and I'll set this as 10. And we're going to now type in run and see what happens. 3, 4, 5, 6. It's going to keep going. It's going to make a square. It's actually going to get stuck right here. But you can see already how using a function is super easy and very, very helpful. Good. Now what we're going to do is we're going to say agent move up, like so. Agent move up. Agent place and move off. And the agent move right. And this is just going to get him in position again so that he's ready to start coding. And since I have agent place and move there again, that should be fine. Now, I'm going to wrap it. Actually, let's run this now so I can show you what happens. RL, run. So the agent now should be able to overcome that little gap, and then it's going to start in the exact same place that we started previously, right here. Let's see if I'm a genius. Am I a genius? Yes, of course I'm a genius. Okay, perfect. So the next thing we're going to do is actually build upwards. So we're going to take our loop right here, put everything inside. Now the interesting thing about this is we can drag height here. Now we can say 10, and actually let's make it smaller, right, just so you can see, quickly what we're going to do. So we type in RL, we type in run, and now it's going to build a really small square, but it's going to build upwards 10, or rather 10 layers. So it should be really, really skinny and really, really tall. So you can see already how functions can help our life in such meaningful ways. And this is actually a really important idea in mathematics and computer science and, well, a matter of fact, all around us. Functions are all around us. So you can see that this is building. It still has a lot more to go, so we're not going to let it finish because we don't need to see it build 10 up. You can just sort of trust that I've done a good job. Good. So you have some objectives now on your worksheet, and I want you to try and complete those objectives using what we've learned today. So this should be a fairly easy lesson. We're actually using variables, which are these red things here, and we're using these variables to create this function, right? So now when we want to change it, well, 2 is representing length, so let's change the length to 10, and we can also make it 5. So this is going to be a really fat and kind of short house, actually. Good, so that's everything for today's lesson. That's functions. That's everything you need to know for the lesson. Now we're going to do more things in the lesson because I suspect you guys will finish quite early with this. I don't think this will take you the entire lesson, and that's okay. After this, I'm going to try and get you to build some more interesting things in our lesson without using the worksheet, because you guys are in Unit 6 now. That means you guys are pretty hardworking, and you guys know enough and have enough problem-solving skills to be able to think by yourself, think independently, and be able to complete or finish a task. So I'll see you guys in the next lesson. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.